Look at LA, riots, looting, chaos. But ask yourself, why now? Because when the system starts cracking, they need a new distraction. Anger, fear, violence. It keeps you reacting. And if you're reacting, you're not thinking. Every time we get close to the truth, they flood the streets with noise. Left versus right. Civil unrest. Divide and distract. It's not random. It's the program. They're distracting you from the real collapse. Truth is slipping out. So if you're watching LA burn, remember who lit the match. Wake up before they do it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
I want to sing the song by Eminem and put it, guess who's back? Jeff's back. When people say that there's no such thing as power of prayer, well, guys, I hate it. It sounds silly. It really does sound silly. But for a solid 3-4 days, I literally, before bed, I was praying to God. I said, listen, because when they shut my account last Thursday, I was completely finished with everything, guys. And I got a lot of messages through text, obviously, because no one could get a hold of me on Facebook. So people saying, please don't quit on us, don't quit on us. And it took a couple of days for me to think, do I really want to get back into this if I lost all my Facebook account? So I did. I opened up another Facebook account. And what a load of steps I had to do, from facial recognition, turn here, turn there, look up, look down. Yeah, it was just, anyway. So guys, before we even begin the podcast, please, for the love of God, the love of Jesus, add Freedom Jeff tonight, just in case they take down this account. At least we'll have a backup with Freedom Jeff instead of Jeff Freedom, because I've warned you guys before. It's just a matter of time. So please, Freedom Jeff, just think of the French when they speak, backwards. Instead of Jeff Freedom, go Freedom Jeff, because, I'm half French, I guess you could say. That's a joke for you French people. Don't get insulted now. So yeah, please, Freedom Jeff, add me. So if this ever happens again, we have a backup account ready to go. I think I got like 100 friends there. I really don't care about the 5,000 friends on that account, as long as I get my 200-300, followers and all that. That's all I really care. And again, Rumble at the Great Canadian Dawn, YouTube, the Canadian Dawn, guys. Just to make sure, if it ever happens again, we have backup. So please, this was a miracle, because it's never happened to me before. Every time they shut me down, I'm done. The account is finished. That would have been my 7th account. All right. So let's not take a chance. Again, Freedom Jeff, please send me a friend request so I can add you guys ASAP, because I could be gone tomorrow. Who knows? You know what I mean? So let's just, let's better be safe than be sorry. First things first, let's see the shout outs. Let's do the shout outs, obviously, to the Freedom family, the Common Sensors, the Patriots, you name it. So first shout out, obviously, is going out to Miss Judy Horn from Kentucky, Marcel the Tiger Dion, who I sent out his ivermectin and fenbendazole today. So he should be in by Wednesday of next week, Mars. How you doing, Roland? What else? Mr. Gilles Bourgeois, Martin, brother from a different mother, Miss May, Marcel Robbie Show, Miss Carol Gidois, Lisa Bork, Miss Eagles from Ontario. How you doing, Tadaz? Mr. Vince, hi, Jeff, and everyone from both sides of the board, of course. The truthers, the patriots, the common sensors, the pure bloods, the once upon a time pure bloods. Everybody is welcome when it comes to this podcast, obviously. How you doing, Gates Gascon? That's from Ontario. That's a newbie. How you doing, Gates? Welcome to the podcast. You'll like it. How you doing, Miss Linda from is that Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? Guys, I don't want to insult the PA, but I'm assuming it would be Pennsylvania. You know, they don't really teach us a lot about American states when we're in high school and stuff like that. All right, so Yolanda, how you doing? Yolanda, thank you. Welcome back. Mr. John Daly from Pennsylvania, also. Miss Karen Streeter, Indiana. I hope Roland's on, even though I just seen that he did a podcast an hour ago. If I would have known he was going to do a podcast, I would invite him on my podcast. I knew he was busy, so better up next time we'll get him. Meeting of the Minds, hope all is well. June the 14th. How you doing, Miss Lisa? Who else, guys? Donald Trump's birthday coming up, guys. Juanita, Miss Michelle from Ontario. How you doing, Mac? You like that comment today, Mac, with the whole vaccination on the libtard? I seen that you like that comment. That's the stuff that gets me banned also, just to let you know, Mac. How you doing, Keith? Sylvie and Julien Saunier, Miss Nancy. Who else? Sylvia, Jim Morrison, Miss Carrie from Ontario, Irene, Dan Marsh. Who else, guys? Ron from the Peg area. Got to have Ron. How you doing, Miss Kay? Brent, all the way from North Carolina. Miss Marianne Poole. And Mike Boom, of course, back in the usual spot. Louis Leblanc. And, of course, Sean, brother from a different mother, all the way. Miss Genevieve. Sean from Oshawa, guys. There's so much, guys. I'm gonna skip by because who else? Miss Jane from Florida, and Nicole, and I think that will be it. Yep. All right. First things first. I hope you guys like that intro. I did that intro the last time. Last Monday on my when I was banned. So yeah, how you doing, Jaco? Keep your stick on the ice, buddy. Yeah, back in action. Like I said, power prayer. I don't care what anybody says when they say, you know, there's no such thing as God or Jesus and stuff like that, because you know what, this is proof. You know, obviously I should have been taken off, but you know, obviously we are a group. We are common sensors. Every one of us follow Jesus and God, and someone needs to be out there besides Roland to speak the truth. And we're never always 100% correct. You know, 99.9%, even though I did not predict Carney was going to win. That was just off the wall, but no one predicted, you know, the corpse to win back in 2020 in the United States, right? Just, you know, obviously it has to be this way. So a lot of things are happening. June is getting hot. How you doing, Sandra? Things are getting hot, obviously, in the United States. Things are going to get hotter in July, just to let you know. Miss Charlene, how you doing, Charlene? So buckle up. I'm sure you heard the term, buckle up, buttercups, because this is what we've been waiting for. How you doing, Beatrice? We've been waiting for this. I hate to say it, but things will get worse before they get better. And remember how we always heard the term martial law, EBS. This is the final countdown. This is the final countdown. It really is. This is what we've been waiting for. Obviously, I've got some clips. I've got some things to show you. I even got something pretty funny that you guys probably don't know of, because I always like to, you know, throw something out there. How you doing, Elizabeth from Northern BC? Mr. David. So first things first, let's do some videos and then we'll talk about them, because I got a lot of stuff. And then I'll show you that it's not really a joke, even though I bet you most of you won't know about who this person is. How you doing, Tony Shepard? Great to see you. Great to be back. How you doing, Eric? It really is great to be back, guys. I was lost. There is no bigger addiction, and I've already said this before. There is no bigger addiction in the world today. I don't care if you say drugs, alcohol, gambling. It really isn't number one. All right, just to let you know, the number one addiction today is social media. How you doing, Tootsie, Christina? So it is social media, especially when you do podcasts and you got a family, a group together, and you're doing these podcasts for the last 5 years, and you lose it. You don't even understand the withdrawals. Now, like anything else with an addiction, I did have withdrawals, but I actually said to myself, you know what? This was meant to be. If I lost my account, then there's a reason why I lost my account. All right. Jeff, you wouldn't sell me your hat. Got one anyway. No, you're not getting this hat, Louis. So yeah, so I put it this way. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And that's how I did it. I really didn't care about social media after that. But just a matter of time, guys, just a matter of time. And then all of a sudden I was mowing the lawn last night and the girlfriend came up to me and she said, hey, she said, I think someone hacked into your account. And I said, what do you mean? She said, because I just got a message on Facebook that you sent the message. So obviously you're banned. So I don't understand it. I'm like, well, that's weird. So all of a sudden I went in my messenger and yeah, something that I sent out a long time ago went through. How you doing, Jeanette? So I was like, oh no, there's no way. So then I hit my my Facebook icon and then boom, it was back on, and they apologize for the miscommunication, I guess. So we'll just leave it to that. But there is power of prayer. I don't care what anybody says. It's happened, even though it sounds silly for someone like me to be praying to bring back my social media. I really did, guys. And I did it for you guys. I really did it for you guys, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, you guys really do need some guidance. You might hear stuff on TSN, stuff here and there, but you know what? Jeff is there to put it all in perspective, use some common sense. And anyway, I sound like an old lady at bingo. Let's get the podcast going. How you doing, Mark, Jean-Noel, and Pam? All right, first things first, let's do a video, and then we'll talk about the video, guys. I kind of came prepared a little bit tonight. Let's do this with Newsom throwing out a dare.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
So yeah, Tom, it's guaranteed that Newsom or Newscom has already been arrested. This is already Newscom 2.0. Obviously, he's playing this 2.0 has to play the role. Obviously, he'll be here today, gone tomorrow. This is a way to use the hook to get Newscom out of the way, like other senators. Obviously, you've seen a senator today get arrested, which I will show you guys. But yeah, it's just this has to happen in order to do a couple things. I've said this on my live Monday, that the riots are not just going to be for LA, guys. These riots are planned for every major blue Democrat city in America. You name it, most of every blue Democrat, like New York, Chicago, Washington, they're trying to plan it in Florida, but that's never going to happen. Pennsylvania, just basically the blue states, and they do it on purpose. So when that happens, obviously there's going to be military all over the place, which will martial law, could lead to the EBS. Either way, I just think it's funny. Here's another Q drop for the people that don't believe in Q. Here's a little Q drop for the Insurrection Act that was asked to Donald Trump.
If you want, we'll take a few questions.
Mr. President, will you invoke the Insurrection Act to deal with the situation in California?
If there's an insurrection, I would certainly invoke it. We'll see. But I can tell you last night was terrible. The night before that was terrible. We have, as you've seen, it was on most of your networks, people with big, heavy hammers pounding the concrete and pounding curbs, pounding it, breaking up all, and handing these big chunks of concrete to people. And they were taking that concrete, going up on bridges and dropping it into the roof of a car. They were throwing it at our police. They were throwing it at our soldiers that are there. And we got it stopped, and we have them in custody right now. Look.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I get a kick out of when the Governor Newsom and the mayor of LA, Bass, and all the news channels were, Roland reported it a while ago, but I did it Monday also, when they were reporting that it's a peaceful protest, just some people with cars lit on fire, and they're just watching the cars on fire. Like, I think Roland touched it when he said these people need to be arrested. And I've said that Monday. They need to be arrested. They really need to be taken out. I hate to use the word taken out, depopulated, purged. These people are Antifa. These people are Black Lives Matter. These people are insurrectionists. These people get paid to do what they do, and they get paid a lot of money by the elites for doing it. And they've been doing it for years, okay? Anybody that's covering their face is Antifa. It's not Mexicans, and it's not illegal aliens. Now, one thing I've seen today, guys, and don't get me wrong, because I'm not an American, and because I love my American family. But one thing I do understand, and I do have a heart for, is for the Spanish people, the American people, the Spanish Mexican people. Now, not all of them. You can't put them all in the same as the bad apples. Yes, they come in illegally. That's because Mexico is so corrupt. Number two is when they do come, they come to work. They come to work for their families to send money back to their families who are poor. If you've ever been to Mexico, like I have, I don't go to the resorts, guys. I might stay at the resort, but when I go to Mexico, I don't stay in a resort. I go to the poorest places. Mexico, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia. I don't hang with those tourists, and I go to the slums, the slums of the slums, because I want to see how people live. And when I see how the people live, I tell myself in the back of my mind, this is really, and I've said this before, this is really hell. This is hell, okay? There's heaven, and then there's hell. We always believed that hell was, deep down inside the earth, in the earth's core. But no, we are living in hell. And I've said different examples before. Hell, this ain't earth, this is hell. We have hunger, disease, poverty, fires, money to live, which money is the root of all evil, greediness, the pride being displayed all over schools and city councils. This is hell. We're living in hell. And the only way to live better is if we get paid, which needs a lot of money in order to survive. And with that being said, obviously everyone knows money is the only way to survive in this earth, which I call hell. So back to the Mexicans. I feel bad for them. I really do. I've seen videos of people getting arrested at the job site. Hey, they're at the job site working. So I'm probably going to get bashed by my American family, but at the end of the day, the only thing it's really hurting, to be honest with you, is the cheap labor. That's the problem with that, is the cheap labor. Now, you got some goods, and of course you got the bads. Now, the bads with all the tattoos on their face and, that are living in the LA and into gangs and stuff like that, that's a different story. Those would be the first people I'd be cleaning up, not the people that are at work trying to make a living. I'd be cleaning up the gangs in each city, you know what I mean? Going after gangbangers. That would be the first thing. The second thing is I would have a system with the people that are actually working on job sites, is to find out how many are there, what are they doing, what are their intentions, and giving them temporary work visas where they'll work 6 months of the year. You understand? I would come up with a system, because these people are really the backbone of building stuff. They work hard, and they're humble people, and they believe in Jesus. That's the good thing about Mexican and Spanish people. They believe in Jesus, not like these turbans and these silks and these Muslims and everything you could, these roaches that come into our countries, and they're not here to assimilate. All right. Mexican people can assimilate because they believe in one thing, and that's Jesus. Right. And that's the honest goodness truth. You guys want the truth? You got the truth. You will never see me. I watched videos today, guys, a couple of videos that people at gyms that are getting forced off or pushed away in a gym, right? And I used to own 3 gyms. I wish I would own my 3 gyms now and have the gyms being invaded by these roaches, and see what I see at the gyms today of what they do to the clients in there. You don't understand what would happen to these people. I've already had a nightclub where I banned Black Africans, Black people from the hoods coming in with their pants down. You don't even understand. I made the news for being racist as a business owner because I say it as it is and I don't care. We had African women, African guys at other clubs grabbing white women by the arms when they're walking by them, and it scared the women. So these clubs were closing down, literally closing down, because the girls didn't want to go to the clubs. When I opened up my mega club, let me tell you something, that as soon as I would let one in, they would get a warning. And that was just one warning. And then I would have 5 security watching them all night. And if their pants were down, they would get scooped back up and thrown outside, because obviously I had a big sign, pull your pants up, you're not in jail. That's what needs to happen. But the saddest thing is watching these Mexicans getting arrested at the job site. I don't really believe, I think there's other ways to do that. Sorry if the heart is coming out, but I love Mexican people. I love Colombian people, Venezuelan people. There are some very good people. All right. And they do work hard. It's just they're in a shitty position where their governments and their presidents are corrupt. And that's what President Trump should be focusing on after that, is getting rid of these corrupted Democrat leftist presidents, literally going in there with the military so the people can actually, look what happened to Venezuela, guys. That's just a great example. And that would stop the immigration, right? Who wants to come to Canada and suffer 6 months of winter and shitty weather and probably 2-3 weeks of good weather? Who wants to come to this place and pay the taxes we pay when you're living in paradise in Colombia and Mexico and Venezuela? Who would want to do that? You got to be pretty hard up to want to move to Canada when I'm dying to go and retire in Colombia in 5 years. So anyway, it's just sad that they have corrupted governments, like any government around the world. Obviously, Canada, which is going to be cleaned up pretty darn soon. The only problem is we have too many roaches in Canada. It's going to be hard to find them all, because obviously when you put the lights on, they all scatter. And I mean, they all have the same names. They all how are you going to tell them apart? So that's not being racist. That's being a realist. And unfortunately, my little city right here is filled to the brim. Filled. You don't even understand. So anyway, so back to this. All the stuff that's happening in LA is happening. Well, I'm going to show you a little clip in Chicago. You guys are going to be amazed by seeing this. Check this out. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys see that, but that is crazy. That is a lot of people. That's a lot of insurrectionists. All right. Democrats really, really are trying to do a number on America. This is their last thing. This is exactly, history repeats. This is their last swing at the bat, I guess you could say, for an analogy. This is their last swing at the bat to try to mess things up for, America and Donald Trump, because they really do. They really want to bring the worst of the worst. Guys, they've been planning this for the longest time. I mean, look what they did. They were bringing in the most unexperienced, most dirtiest, most corrupted, most felons from other countries, especially from Venezuela and Mexico, for this reason. All right. We call them, what was the name that we give them? I'm trying to think of the sleepers, right? These are exactly what they are, sleepers. What do you think? The cities were paying for their hotel, giving them credit cards. You think was just for the hell of it, because they were just, good Samaritans? No, guys. I hate to say it. This has all been planned for the longest time, but this is the last swing at the bat for them, because now what happens is what you're going to see, and it's happening right now in LA. Check out the mayor of LA. Finally, 5 days later, after the BS was called out, that there is peaceful protests. Check what she says. Oh, maybe it's not going to show me, huh? No, it's not going to even let me show. It's not even going to show. Nope. Yep. There we go, guys. Back on again. Sorry about that. I don't know what happens. It did that a while ago when I was testing it. I hope I'm back on. Can you guys see me? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me, because I mean, it's just amazing what Facebook is doing. But anyway, good to go. I think we're good to go. We lost you. I think we're good now, right, guys? I think we're good now. Thumbs up. Perfect. All right, back on board. All right, guys, just to let you know for future purpose, if something ever happens that it blacks out, stay there. I will be back on. I don't know what's going on with Facebook and videos, but anyway, check out this video. I want to show you about the mayor of LA finally apologizing. Here we go.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles to stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Law enforcement will arrest individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted. Hundreds of officers from police and sheriff departments from across the region and state are working alongside LAPD through a unified command structure. The curfew will be in place tonight from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. I want to thank the governor for his partnership, and especially thank our state and local leaders and deputies, officers and deputies who are working tirelessly. So curfew guidance, again, it will begin at 8 p.m. tonight and go until 6 a.m. tomorrow. I will consult with elected leaders and law enforcement officials tomorrow on the continuation of the curfew, but we certainly expect for it to last for several days. The curfew area will be between the 5 freeway and to the 110 and the 10 freeway to where the 110 freeway and 5 freeway merge. You look at the map and you can see that the city of Los Angeles is a massive area, 502 square miles. The area of downtown where the curfew will take place is 1 square mile. I think it is important to point this out, not to minimize the vandalism and violence that has taken place there. It has been significant, but it is extremely important to know that what is happening in this 1 square mile is not affecting the city. Some of the imagery of the protests and the violence gives the appearance as though this is a citywide crisis, and it is not. So everyone must abide by this curfew. Limited exceptions will apply for residents, people traveling to and from work, and credentialed media representatives.
Yeah, she could thank the governor. I like how she said that. Thank the governor. Anyway, that's just stupidity, but that's just a Democrat mayor. Had nothing to do with the governor. Obviously, Trump put the governor in his place, And we don't know that, but it's pretty sad. So let's get to the whole thing with Canada. I've got some things for us Canadians that I want you guys to see. Actually, this one more thing for America. Check this out. So apparently this teacher right here in the blue, guys, oh crap, you can't see it. But anyway, she's wearing a shirt. This is a teacher that was took a trip to DC. And on her shirt said 8647. All right. So 8647. Do we remember what the code for 86 is? Anybody? What's the code for 86, guys? Because she had this shirt. All right. She had this shirt 8647. She had this on the blue shirt at the bottom. You can't really see it. It's cropped up crapper. So you guys can't see it, but this is a teacher. That's right. Kill 47. So you had this teacher at front of Washington, D.C. with the code 86 to 47. So obviously she got exposed, and obviously she lost her job. She resigned. So can you imagine a teacher with that? Like, we all know that the teachers are pretty messed up today in a lot of schools, but you got to be a complete moron to even think about wearing a shirt like that. I'm glad she was exposed. I'm just going to touch up a little bit with Canada before we go back to the States. All right, because I got a lot of things with the States. I really don't care about what happens in Canada. That's just for me. It's just a waste of energy. We always got to pay attention to what happens in United States, guys. Yes, I'm Canadian. Yes, I know. If you're not Canadian, move to the United States. If you don't want to be in Canada, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just energy. It's just a distraction. Whatever happens with the politics in Canada is a big joke. It's like a big circus, really is. And Carney's the clown. Right, so anyway, Canada obviously is going to have a very hot summer. And what I mean by hot summer is I'm going to show you some examples, even though I already kind of admitted this last week. So obviously Canada's on fire, as we can see. They want to further justify the carbon tax because they know that statistically we have more than enough forests to compensate for the population's carbon output. Now, I love it when they keep on saying carbon. Obviously, they want to minimize the carbon. All right. You know why they want to minimize the carbon? I'll give you guys, I'll give you 20 seconds. All right. I'll give you 20 seconds. What is the most important thing that carbon does? All right. What's the most important thing that carbon does? Let's see if you guys, this is grade 6 biology, but there's so many elbows up boomers out there that are really that retarded. And I hate to use the word retarded. Yes, Jim, Alberta, I've already said Alberta is out the door. All right. Alberta, Saskatchewan, grows food daily. Yeah, Daily Mo's got it. Carbon is needed for the plants. All right. Plain and simple. In order to grow food, we need more carbon. It feeds the plants. It's common sense. So with that being said, what do you think they're trying to scare the retards, okay, about carbon or carbon footprint? Because they're trying to minimize the amount of food, because whoever controls the food controls the world, right? It controls the planet. So they also know that the trees suck up the carbon dioxide and puts out the oxygen. So they already know this. They're not dumb, but you know what? There is a lot of really dumb people, including dumb people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars working in the government. You go to any city municipality, and you can talk to any city councilor, and they'll say, no, carbon is bad for you. I can guarantee you 95% of everybody in that government office that's making over 100 G's should be working at the library, because not one of them will understand that carbon is actually a good thing. That's the saddest thing. It really is the saddest thing in this entire world, that even my own son in grade 6 knows that, Dad, carbon feeds the trees and the plants. We learned that today in school. I'm like, yep, son, that is completely right. Well, why are they trying to say that carbon is bad? Well, that's just, for the retards that haven't been in school since 1950 and actually never learned what carbon really does and why cutting down trees is a bad thing and why what they're trying to do, what the narrative is, what the whole fear mongering is. But yeah, let's go back to what that person shared with me, even though I already know the answers. So also another thing is more smoke equals less sun, and they would get to enjoy the little sunlight we do get, because obviously depending where the wind's blowing, we get the smoke that travels in the atmosphere. It blocks out the sun and makes us moody. That's why for the last 13 weeks in New Brunswick, I don't know about the rest of Canada, it's been raining on the weekends, because the weekends, if it's raining, it makes us depressed. And that's what they want. They want They want depression into people, because it's 13 weekends in a row it's been raining. If people are fleeing for their lives and scrambling to make ends meet, when they lose their belongings, their pets, their homes, they can't focus on other things. That's right, because obviously they won't own nothing and be happy. There could be a number of other reasons, but don't be stupid enough to believe that one of the coldest countries with one of the shortest summers just happens to be the country going up in flames every summer. Yeah, good points. You know what I mean? We are the biggest joke in the coldest country in the world, but we're up in flames for the last 2-3 years, right? Am I right? I'm right. Including last year when there was something like 30 something fires that started all at once in Quebec. Remember that, guys? So anyway, don't be so stupid, which I think everyone, just like Shania Twain says, don't be so stupid. Don't be stupid. So anyway, I thought I would share that. It's the only thing I'm worried about Canada is they really are going to set a lot of forests on fire. And it'd be my dream to actually see someone in the woods set the forest on fire on purpose. Because I'm going to tell you something. They'll never find the body if I ever seen it. In my eyes, if I seen it, they'll never find the body. I would torture that person so much to find out who paid them, how much they got paid, and where they made them. And I would just follow the money trail. But that person, they would never find the body after I'd be done with them. That would be a promise, but it would never happen because, one, I'm never in the woods. Number two, God doesn't want me to do something like that, but it would be a dream come true to actually see that. And I'm pretty sure that most of you would do the same darn thing if you ever saw someone lighting the forest on fire on purpose. Let's just hope you just don't take out a camera and shame them. So anyway, back to this. Check this out. So the protesters are ramping up across the country and the United States we're talking about. This is what has to happen so that open martial law can and will be declared. The Democrats are trying to destroy the country, and it's on full display for the world. Yes, we're seeing it at a fast pace right now. They're going to do, they really are going to speed up things, I guess you could say. Like, so much things are happening. You know how when Trump came into office, he had something to be done every single day where the Democrats didn't know where to start. Well, now the Democrats are literally, at their last bat, and they're doing everything possible to pretty much set all the fireworks. You know, when you go to a fireworks on Celebration Day, on the Patriots, the 4th of July or Canada Day, where the last fireworks, they set it all off at once. I use that as an analogy. This is what the Democrats are doing. This is their last hit at the bat, and they're setting everything off at once instead of just slow. All right. So it's going to be a very hot summer, but things are going to be, a lot of things are going to be clearing up. Yes, 90% of humans started the Canadian fires. We already know that 90% was caused by human. That's already been declared. But you know what? Elbows up, crew. Don't see that, obviously, right? They won't even believe it. Even if the news said, no, it's human errors, they would still believe it's climate change. And as they're driving off with their man buns and the bicycle shorts and riding in their electrical car that literally pollutes the air more than what a gas car does. Anyway, but they're too dumb to think of that. Just to let you guys know, too, a lot of you don't know this, but there's a big announcement coming soon on June the 16th. Just to let you know, at 8 a.m., Trump Tower, It's a big thing, a big announcement coming soon. I don't know what it is, but obviously it's something that is coming out at Trump Tower in New York on June the 16th. So that would be Monday morning at 8 a.m. because the 13th is Friday, 14th, 15th. Yep. So Monday morning, 8 o'clock, Trump Tower. If you guys live in New York, obviously there's a big announcement with Trump. Who I don't know what it could be. This is what happened today, guys, with the senator, the California senator, Alex Padilla of California, was forcibly removed after he crashed Kristi Noem's press conference, and they locked him up. They arrested him. So how long they're going to arrest him had nothing to do with the local police, just to let you know. It was Homeland Security and the FBI. They're not messing around. It was pretty funny to see the video of him getting arrested. He thought he wasn't going to be arrested. Well, that was fun to see. Checking about fun to see. This was the Florida sheriff saying, oh, by the way, if you spit on us, you're going to the hospital, then jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and then jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs we have here. God, I love Florida. I'm so jealous of people that live in Florida. So this is the Florida sheriff literally saying to anybody that tries to riot in Florida, they're not, F around and find out. They're not messing around. They're letting everybody know what is going to happen before. So, we'll see what happens with that. I'm pretty excited. I wish I was in Florida to see that. So anyway, remember this for a big joke? Well, it looks like Elon Musk has made a big mistake, and he's social media, and he said that he's sorry. Breaking news, just to let you know. Yeah, because obviously if you actually believe that Donald Trump and Elon Musk were tweeting back and forth, insulting each other, two grown men dishing each other over social media was not a planned event, then you guys definitely need some psychological help, which the people that follow me obviously knew that it was a funny thing. It was a plan, 5D chess, who bit, who didn't. Either way, it was pretty funny to see. Speaking of funny to see, I want you guys, I'm going to say this, right? What's this? He was let out in 15 minutes and had a meeting with Noem. Who knows, Karen, to be honest with you. It was just funny to see that they weren't messing around. Political theater, he was already out. He and Noem met and talked. Love the California senator getting arrested. Either way, we don't know what happened. Was it staged? We don't know. We just go with this. DeSantis said you are allowed to run over riders that try to block your path. That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. Guys, if I had these climate change activists on the road blocking traffic, you can guarantee they're getting bear spray in the face, every single one of them. Or I seen a video today, a guy was like 350 pounds and he was grabbing one by the jackets, and it was in the UK somewhere, and he was dragging them off and throwing them on the sidewalk. It was a funny video to see, but I wish, how come that can't happen in Moncton, right? Well, how come that can't happen in Moncton? Because that would be funny to see. It'd be great to get out of my car, grab one by the pony hair or the man bun, and drag them, not carry them, drag them by the man bun and his flip-flops across and throwing them on the sidewalk. It would be great. So anyway, I'm going to show you this before I get to my joke. Well, it's not really a joke, but anyway, check this out. Tell me, I'm going to read it because maybe you guys can't see what this is, but tell me what this represents, all right? For most of you, you probably know the answer, but some of you don't. I'm going to read it out, but tell me what this represents. Ready? Okay, here we go. So Donald Trump announces any child that was born from December the 31st, 2024. I'm trying to see here. Any kid that was born from 2018, I think it was, to December 31st, 2024. Now, I'm not sure of the date. No, sorry, guys. That's what it was. Any child born from December 31st, 2024, and up until January 1st, 2028. All right. Get this. the federal government will make a one-time contribution of $1,000 into a tax deferred account that will track the overall stock market. These accounts will be private property controlled by the child's guardians. Is it 2029? Okay, 2029, John, thank you. I've got something over it, so I couldn't read it. So 2029. So what's that tell you guys? What's that hint? Remember, drip, 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 drip. What's that drip? What's that represent? What's that saying? What's that hinting to you guys? $1,000 in the stock market. What's that for the newborns? Anybody know? Anybody? I thought you guys would be on this like a fat kid on a box of Smarties. What's that represent? Or did they freeze up again? Anybody? Anybody? What's that represent, guys? Drip, drip, drip. There we go. Brent says population growth. Nope, got nothing to do with population. Golden Age, Nazira, Jazeera, straw man, move away from the straw man. Exactly, guys. Just in case you didn't know, is when you're born, your birth certificates is literally a certificate that's been traded on the stock market. You are basically been traded in the stock market since you were born. All right, that's your certificate, your birth certificate. So now what's coming out is drip, drip, drip for the people to see that our birth certificates were always been traded in the stock market. Look up Nazira Jazeera for the people who don't know, and look up straw man. All right, look up straw man. You will understand. There's a 6-7 minute video. I had it before. I shared it for the people that don't know. But this is a drip, drip, drip before things really get declared. All right. That was just a great example of what we've been saying for the last 5 years. All right. Birth certificate is a contract that binds you to this way of life. That's why when you look at your birth certificate, you'll see that your name is all in capital letters. All right, just to let you know. So bank's name behind the birth certificate. Yeah. So basically, your birth certificate is a certificate that's been in the stock market since you were a baby. So there's more to it. I don't even want to get into it again, but let's just say Nazira Jazeera. That's just drip, drip, drip. All right. And there's a lot behind it. But look up straw man, STRAWMAN, straw man. You will learn about the birth certificates. All right. They owe us a lot of money. And there is a lot of money coming for us eventually. I don't know how they're going to do it. I wish I did, but I don't know. And speaking of good news, all right, check this out. Here it is. It's a spoiler alert that the riots have to happen in the protests because the globalists made their fatal move. This is what happened. Trump now has the authority to call in the military to conduct full-scale mass deportations and mass arrests. Why? Because the Elon versus Trump drama caused the elites to make a premature and tragic move. Genius Trump move. The military vehicles and equipment that were supposed to be shipped out for the Washington Army parade will now be used for the cities under attack. This was done as cover to not alarm citizens. Some will still be used for the parade, but many of the vehicles and artillery will be rerouted to cities burning from unruly protests in need. Checkmate. Trump is a wartime president and knew this. That was the whole plan, guys. I've already said this back Monday for the people that didn't see me on Rumble, that if you think all these military equipment and all this was going to Washington, D.C. to show the people how big our military is and waste millions of dollars, no, I don't think so. But I'll show you this video because one of these guys was making fun of Donald Trump in the tanks on the street. Check this out. It's only a minute long.
Does the panel think about reports that the Trump administration plans to hold a military parade on the 250th anniversary of the Army's founding, which also happens to be Trump's birthday? Oh, goody, tanks in the streets, huh? Is that a good thing, do you think?
I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, government efficiency at work, right? That's what we're spending our defense dollars on, is parading a bunch of
It's a way to inspire people, as you know, Josh, young men and women to join the military, to see the pageantry like they do in France with Macron, that great July 14th, Bastille Day.
Was there tanks in the street?
There were tanks. Yeah. They do everything.
We do it in the UK all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Tanks in the street.
Yeah.
It's always been surprising to me you don't do it.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un loves it. Kim Jong-un
Russia does it too.
Yeah. Putin, Xi Jinping. Yeah.
Bill, what do you think?
I don't want America to get used to the sight of tanks in the street.
Yeah.
That's what I don't. Because once you see it, it becomes normalized.
So yeah, that's how really dumb these people are, especially him. Actually, if you think tanks on the street is something that Trump really wants to show off, think about it. Common sense. Nobody wants to see tanks on the street. I mean, Trump's got better things to do than spend $10-20 million and put the military out like that, unless there was a reason for it. Now, I was watching Bannon's face. And, obviously Bannon knows what's going on. He's not a stupid person, Steve Bannon. So, obviously I'm not going to say he signed a non-disclosure agreement, but he's not dumb. But these other, especially the gentlemen, Xi Jinping and Chun Chong-ching or whatever, Kim Sung-ho and whatever for North Korea, comparing him to Putin and stuff. Hey, I love those guys. I love Putin. I love Xi. I love those guys. You don't even understand how they're working with the white hats and Donald Trump. But these Democrat tards obviously don't know what's going on. And it's good. They're really that dumb. But they're okay with 1 month of gay pride. Good example, Irene. Very good example, to be honest with you. That's a great example. But you talk about pride and it all of a sudden it'd be a whole different story, right? Kim Jong-un, yeah. Sorry, I had a brain fart there, Karen. Great news today. CPP raised $8 a month due to the cost of living. Can you imagine that, Lisa? That was the big liberal thing too, the big liberal hike. Something like $8 a month that they raised for the anyway. Oh, Canada's just so dumb. It's just unbelievable. Are you saying elbows up, fingers in the butt? Yeah, I can't say that no more, buddy. That's what got me banned in the first place. Just to let you guys know, that's why I got banned for the 7 days, is because someone commented and I said, yeah, that's the elbows up people and they need a finger in the ass. And all of a sudden I was banned like within an hour. I think that's what got me banned, just to let you know. But you know what? That comment's still up there. So I'm not quite sure. It could have been the comment right before that where I said people that used to scan their heads for the vaccine. Remember, for the flu, they used to use a scanner to scan your head to see if you had a temperature. And right before it was last Thursday, I put a picture, people that were using the scan, and it came out with the words gay. I think that was pretty funny, to be honest with you. I wonder how my mom will spend all that money. Yeah, I wonder how she would do that too, Debbie. So yeah, here is a couple more things, guys. And I think you guys, for the people that were against RFK, and he's not doing anything, check this 2-minute video, because all those vaccines that the schools were doing to the kids, and you had to get something like 60-something to 72 vaccines or you couldn't go to school. Well, that stopped. You can thank RFK.
In terms of the changes to ACIP, this has been a long time coming. More than 2 decades ago, Congress investigated ACIP. The Government Oversight Committee found that, for example, that year, which was 2003, they gave one example that 4 out of the 5 people who added the rotavirus vaccine to the schedule had direct financial interest in that vaccine. One of those individuals voted the rotavirus onto the vaccine and sold his rotavirus vaccine that he had in development for $186 million. He said he won the lottery. That year, Congress said that 97% of the people on ACIP had undisclosed conflicts. So people have known about this for years. You know, probably the worst example of malevolent malpractice has been adding all of these new products to this schedule without doing pre-licensing safety studies. So in 1986, there were 11 vaccines on the schedule. Today, a compliant child must take between 69 and 92 vaccines to stay in school in some states. And not one of them has been safety tested in a pre-licensing placebo-controlled trial. And that is just malpractice. So the people who were in charge of that are now gone. And we're going to bring people onto the ACIP panel, not anti-vaxxers. We're bringing people on who are credentialed scientists, who are highly credentialed physicians, who are going to do evidence-based medicine, who are going to be objective, and who are going to follow the science and make critical public health determinations for our children based upon the best science.
Did you hear what he said? Those people that were in charge of all those vaccinations to give the kids for school are no longer there. So for the people, you know, to close off the video, for the people that are saying that RFK is not doing his job, well, take a look at that. And anyway, this is my joke of the day. I hope I should have played it earlier because you guys are jumping off. But anyway, check this picture out, guys. All right, check this picture out right here. I can't believe, where is it? I actually deleted it. You know what, guys? I'll play it for you guys Monday. I don't want to do it now because obviously I erased the photo of a specific person and I can't play it. I can't show you guys because you guys will laugh your butts off. Some of you will laugh, but some of you guys will get it. Why that person was born a boy and turned into a girl. A lot of you guys would get that. So anyway, and it was 17, I believe. Yeah, 17 were fired from the CDC. Yeah, 17. So anyway, guys, it's no such thing as a coincidence. That will be it for tonight. I love you guys all. I'm off to go watch the Edmonton and Florida game right now, which obviously I hope you guys in Florida are watching it. And us Canadians, we need the cup back in Canada, obviously. So it's definitely going to be a night for McDavid. So I love you guys all. Thank you. Thank God for putting this, my account back into place. And for the Freedom Family, you people hold that line. Obviously, good things are coming. And I'm going to play a little drop kick Murphys because you know what? It's the weekend is coming. I love the weekend. I'm off to Quebec Saturday to go see my son do his graduation, going to grade 7. My son is getting older. I don't like it. But as a dad, obviously, I'll appreciate it and take lots of photos because I got like 15 photo albums of pictures of my son and still thousands to go in new photo albums because that's I don't do the pictures on Facebook and pictures on the computer. I do the photo albums to show him when he gets older and his kids and so on and so on. That's the kind of dad, old-fashioned, old school. Anyway, I love you guys all. Here's a little Dropkick Murphys. We'll see you guys Monday. And to my Colombian family and friends, I will be there next Wednesday to be in Colombia for a week. Adios, amigos. We'll see you guys Monday night. Have a great weekend.